And the question was, I'd like to do training for my team, but what I don't want to do is sacrifice clinical time for training time. And that really is a great question, and it was very much top of my mind when I was looking for a solution to this problem. In fact, there's two problems that are associated with training. One is exactly that. It's very expensive. Usually the cost of stopping work is higher than the cost of the actual training. And so that's a big disincentive. So that's one part of it. The second part is that because whatever training we have, we tend to forget. We're now stuck in sort of a loop of you've gone to the expense of stopping the practice, you've done some training, and now because people forget so much, you have to keep redoing it and redoing it and redoing it. And so now you're in this to stop that problem. The solution has been that I've come up with, which is a system whereby each person's training is completely personalized, which means that they can access a video in their own time. Now, there's quite a lot of time opportunities during the day when something happens and there's a gap in the day. A patient is running late, a patient doesn't turn up. There's obvious gaps that happen in every practice. Even the most efficient practice will have gaps. The problem is, how do you use that effectively? Now, if somebody has to now stop and do a significant amount of training during that time, that isn't a good solution either. So the trainings need to be very, very short. Now, if you watch a video, a 5-minute video, anybody can do that during the day when there's a gap. Every person probably has 5 minutes somewhere along the line to watch a video. The next thing is, though, is using that video in such a way that we can cement the information into that person's mind. And the way to do that is to have a repetition process. And it's all based on the Ebbinghaus forgetting curve, which shows that we forget a lot of information. If you just did a course, 30 days later, you've probably only remembering 5%. But 1 day later, you're remembering 90%. 5 days later, maybe it's, you're remembering 30%, etc. So the way to do it is they watch a video, immediately they get a series of questions. The questions cannot be multiple choice because they're useless. Multiple choice, if you think it through, for soft skills doesn't make any sense, because imagine if the question was, how should you answer the phone? And you give somebody 5 choices. Probably one choice will make the most sense. The others don't make any sense at all. They're so obvious that people just select the obvious thing. You can't, so it's very hard to do multiple choice in soft skills. But what you can do is have the fill in the blanks system, whereby you have a question, you have some an answer. The person can put in the information, because there's, like, let's say, a blanks of 5 letters or something like that, or 10 letters, whatever the word is. They put that in. And now the system knows for sure, does this person know that information or not? If you repeat that process 2 days later, 5 days later, and 30 days later, every time you do it, that the person answers a question, it only takes literally 10 seconds to answer, so it doesn't waste a lot of time during the day. The system tracks exactly what the answers are. So now the system knows exactly what people know and what they don't know. And because they're repeating it, they will remember it. And if after a 30-day period, they are asked the question and they know it, we know now that's in their long-term memory. We'll then do a follow-up 6 months later just to make sure. And if somebody doesn't know it, the system records it and it repeats the process until they know it. So we end up with a system that doesn't involve humans, doesn't involve a training manager, doesn't involve any coaching or anything like that. The system literally tracks the whole process. I know that the explanation is a bit long and it's unusual in the way we're doing it, but it's all based on an app. And now the practice manager or owner can get a report for every single person in the system and see exactly where they are. So you see, we've now not had to close the practice. Now, some people like to have the team members get together, and they can still do that with the system. So you have the option of closing the practice and having everyone together to create some harmony, or following it up with individual tracking, if that makes sense.